How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back on another video. Haven't been doing a whole lot at the homestead, but I had a call for some help on a electrical entrance and a breaker panel inside of a home, and it was really bad, so I'm down here giving them a hand. I just got the electric turned on. It's been all inspected and everything, and I'm going to show you. Now, I am not a certified electrician, but everything here has to be inspected, and I'm not really so sure you even have to be certified in my area. I don't think you have to be certified to be able to put this stuff in. Now, it's probably about $4,000 to do what I just done, but got a lot cheaper if we do it ourselves. So I'm going to show you what we're replacing and what we're putting in. Now, I'm going to show you on the side of the old house here. We have a 60 amp service. This is a round 60 amp service. This thing's probably 50, 60 years old. Only half of that service was working, so this house was running on about 30 amps. We switched it over to a 200 amp service. And you know, if you're going to do this kind of build, if you're going to be, you need to do this in your house. Say you got an old house and you need to update the wiring. You do have to do it by code, but they have books out there that can show you how to do all this work, so you can do it on your own without paying that big money. I'm going to say total and everything we're doing here cost right around $2,000. But if you was to call somebody in, it could be upwards of $4,000 to $5,000 to get this done. And if you don't have the money, then this is something you might want to do on your own, but you want to be really careful. So as you can see, this one had to go up the side of the house and all the way across. And you're probably saying that's pretty ugly, but that's the way it has to be hooked up. Now, let's say you want to do this on your own. You want to wire this house up on your own. You've never done it before. So you're going to gather yourself a lot of information, maybe even some other buddies or something that know a little bit about it. And then you're going to start, you got to do everything by code. So the first thing I would suggest is get a hold of your inspector. Find an inspector that's going to inspect your wiring. And you want to call him up and ask him, and a lot of times they won't even charge you. Call him up and ask him if he's in the area. Could you stop down and explain to me what you want? Because if you notice that wire going all the way across the top there, if I wouldn't have put that wire all the way across the top and I brung it over top of this house, which it would go right over the top of that house right there. If I put it on that corner, if I put it on that corner up there and I went straight across, it would go across that porch. That's not going to be allowed. So you want to make sure you get a good inspector and do absolutely everything that inspector asks you to do. If you can do that, then you can wire this house on your own, because he has to inspect this. If it's not right, he's not going to pass it. So we got that in. This house was running with absolutely no grounds. There wasn't one ground on this house. Now we have the two 8-foot. We did the two 8-foot ground rods. They're under that board down there. And we did the ground wire coming up, so it's got good ground now. And we also put a ground inside to the water where it comes into the house. So listen, you just have to be really careful. We're working right now on the breaker box down there. It is a live box, so you have to make sure in your mind, you know, not to touch anything in that box, because you're going to get shocked. I mean, definitely want to make sure you're paying attention. This is nothing to mess with. Could kill a person. So we're going to go inside, and I'll show you some of the stuff that we're working on right now inside. We're really surprised that the house hasn't actually burnt down, but we're going to get it fixed. We had a lot of neutral and hots reversed in this house. Had a lot of the wires were reversed, and we're running the tester on each outlet to make sure that those outlets are wired up correctly now with our new wiring. So we'll go inside and I'll show you around. So over here is the old setup. This is our 60 amp coming in. They got a box right here which has fuses in it. And then they linked off of it and come down and put a breaker box in. And if you notice, you see this wire right here. This wire right here, that's a white wire. That should be a black wire. See, a lot of these wires are all white and they should be black. And that's how we ended up with a lot of our reversed hot and neutral. So, and our new system is right here. This is a new 200 amp service. They'll be able to run central air in this house. If they want electric hot water tank or electric stove, this service panel is going to hold all of that. So that's what we're working on. And right now, we're taking the wires out of this box. We're taking all the wires out of this box. And we're putting them in our little junction boxes up here. That way, we can switch all the wiring over. And we're just setting them up and getting the wires out and put into the new box. It's a lot of work, but it's not that bad. It's actually fun. I enjoy doing it. Okay, so we've been wiring up for a little while now, maybe an hour and a half, and we have quite a bit wired in. We have, this is one box wired in, and this is another box all wired in. And what we're doing is we're just taking everything out of here and we're running it up and then wiring it into boxes, junction boxes, and then bringing them across and over. You can see all my wires coming in here and going down into our breakers. Now, some of these we're using an arc fault breaker. We got a few arc fault breakers in here because we don't know where these go, and there's possibly there could be knob and tube in this house somewhere. And if we don't know exactly where it's at, we're going to use arc fault breakers. So we have 2 more arc fault to go in, and then we have one. We got to get this 30. Now we are wiring this up while it's hot, but we need the electricity to be able to see what we're doing. I wouldn't suggest doing a lot of this. If you're not good at it, then don't do it while it's live. You can always turn this off, but you have to watch because these 2 are still hot no matter whether you turn this off or not. But you can go outside and turn it off, and nothing in this box is hot. So we got it going, and we got most of their stuff going. We only got a few more to go. We got 1 wire here, and then we have 1 up here to go. And then we get this one and this one out. Then we have this dryer one. So we're going to have to go get a piece of wire, a short piece of wire for this one. And then all of this junk can come off the wall. And it was a mess, for sure. This basement might have even been underwater at one time. So as you can see down in here, there's mud. And I'm going to say that was probably underwater at one time because we're really close to a river. You can see right here, you got a lot of mud. This is old mud in there. So it's going to be a blessing to get rid of this, and they're going to be a lot safer with this new 200 amp service in. And it really looks nice in there too. So we're going to finish up, get a couple more boxes in, and then we'll have this thing all tidied up. Okay, so now you can see pretty much everything in this box has been eliminated. We're going to go ahead and cut this wire up here that goes outside, pull it out, put some foam insulation spray, and we're just going to eliminate everything now. There's nothing else here that we need. And as you can see, everything was in here is now mounted up here. These junction boxes carry everything we need to run the house, and we also put one over here, right in here, to run the dryer. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing ripped out, and there's no need to have that in there. We got a couple wires here we're going to have to trace down. They're not being used, and we didn't like the idea that they only have 2 wires. See, this is an old system. There's no ground, so we'll trace these down. I don't think this one was being used at all, and it's got the old cloth on it, you know what I mean? So we don't want to use that one. We'll get them out of the house and replace them with some new wire. The new box is pretty much all finished. Everything in this house is working right now. We're getting ready to knock out our holes for our breakers. And then go ahead and put this thing back together. But eventually we're going to come in here and we're going to pull a lot of wires out of here. This is an old house, and you can see that there's wires going all the way down through here, and just gobs of them. Kind of dangerous, but we did do some arc fault breakers and we're not having any issues. So yeah, we still got a lot of work to do in this house, but we'll get her done.
Probably something got it held in.
We'll see how hard that is to get off there. Okay, we have got the old box out, and I got them right side by side so I can show you guys what we'd taken out and what we had added in, and it's definitely a whole lot nicer. Now, I have to let you know I'm not an electrician. This is not what I do for a living. I just like doing this kind of work. For some reason, I kind of know how to do it. I would not suggest doing this on your own. Try to find somebody that knows a little bit about it before you get started, but it has been inspected and passed inspection, so we don't have to worry about that not being safe, because it is inspected. This is what we had. We had just taken it off the wall from over there. You remember that just a bit ago? It was sitting over here, and now this is the new one, and this is heading for the trash. So I would like to tell everyone, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Until next time.